YouTube. It's Shows of the Destroyer, and we're going to watch a Atozy video about the streamer just destroyed his image. Pirate software. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, grab your snackies, grab your babies, let me know what you eat and drink down below. Let's get to watching.
This streamer has destroyed his image in the last couple of months, and everything that we're covering today is just so laughably stupid that it doesn't even make sense, and why he's acting the way he is. Starting with allegedly issuing a false DMCA takedown to an indie game creator because...
I'm so sorry. I'm really sidetracked by his mic because it looks sus. I'm going to be honest with you. But also, I don't know who that other dude is. Should I know who that other dude is? Because I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I get flamed because I don't know who anybody is, which is super valid a little bit. People are like, oh, does Chelsea live under a rock? No, I very much curate my space to my very specific narrow interests sometimes. And I don't actually watch a whole lot of, I don't know, stuff. So I don't know who the guy we're talking about is.
Of a joke that he made in his game, and that's far from the only pile of trash that he's been a part of this year, with incident after incident essentially making his entire platform a certified printing press of bad takes. This dude somehow is just mass distributing negative aura. But today we're talking about Pirate Software, or Jason Thor Hall, who's a former Blizzard employee who decided to become a streamer, and in the last few months he's just slowly became a little bit of a laughing stock of the internet. And this is all mainly for saying dumb stuff with full confidence, getting blasted by every corner of the internet.
Okay, but sometimes, like, that's a little bit of a strat. Like, it definitely gets you attention if you're gonna say shit that everyone's like, that's wrong. And then they yell at you, and then the algorithm picks up that people are talking a lot on your video, and it boosts you a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a strat.
And this is all mainly for saying dumb stuff with full confidence, getting blasted by every corner of the internet, and then doubling down like his ego is on life support, and denial is the only way that's keeping it all pumping. So let's rewind a bit, because there's a lot to this story. Months ago, Pirate was a part of a hardcore World of Warcraft guild called OnlyFangs. They were playing a new twist of World
OnlyFangs was good. That's a good name. Sorry. That's a good name.
Pirate was a part of a hardcore World of Warcraft guild called OnlyFangs. They were playing a new twist of World of Warcraft called Hardcore, and it's similar to how Hardcore in Minecraft works. If you die in the game, you lose everything. All of the hours you spend leveling on the character is now completely gone. And this new twist brought a lot of people who played WoW back in the day back to the game, including some large influencers. So this guild, by the name of OnlyFangs, wasn't just like filled with your, like, I guess your typical MMO grinders. It was also packed with big streamers, and the only way that you would really join this guild is if you had a large platform. And when it came to getting into this guild, it didn't really matter if you were really good at WoW or not. All it really mattered is if you had a large platform. So the people streaming on this guild had pretty solid viewership. Every death, every wipe, every mistake, it was clipped, memed, and dissected. Pirate previously worked at Blizzard, the company that's behind World of Warcraft, so obviously he's played a lot of WoW, and he made sure that everyone knew this, because it seems like he wanted to be perceived as this like big brain WoW player. But
hey, I'm so good at this game. I am so good at this game. Listen, you can sink a whole lot of hours into a game and not be good at it. As someone who plays Overwatch, you can sink all of your time into a game and just not really be that good at it, to be honest. Like, that's a thing. That's a thing.
In one particularly bad run, Pirate's group made some costly mistakes. What did he do? He just dipped. He straight up abandoned his teammates. It didn't get them killed directly.
Did he Leroy Jenkins, or did he just like, survive this by not being here? What did he do?
He just dipped. He straight up abandoned his teammates. It didn't get them killed directly. However, the vibe was save yourself. I'm out of here. Not
talking from experience, yes, I'm the one that's not good at Overwatch, despite the fact that I've played it since Overwatch 1 came out, and I've played it for a lot. It's okay. I'm there for vibes. That's how I feel about every game. I'm there for vibes. I'm there for fun. I'm not there for a career. It's fine.
didn't get them killed directly. However, the vibe was save yourself, I'm out of here. Not really a good look for a permadeath game.
During the daily activities of the guild, Pirate Software ran into a situation where his group, or rather the group he was in, he wasn't the leader, made some mistakes. Being that the game is hardcore, if you die, there's no coming back on that character. You have to make a new one, which can take hundreds of hours. So, after the mistakes were made, the group fractured and communication broke down. During the chaos, Pirate Software ran for his life and basically adopted a sort of every man for himself mentality, which
Oof.
didn't necessarily kill his teammates, but he probably could have helped save them.
Now, is that enough to warrant months of harassment? Absolutely not. But this is the internet where people will turn any scuffed raid on a video game into a full-blown battle of morality. And honestly, did not help that Pirate acted like, he was a galaxy brain here, and he kept doubling down that he did the right call and he couldn't have done anything else to help his teammates, when this definitely was not the case. And I'm not trying to sit here and be like a backseat gamer, as I haven't played a mage in World of Warcraft since Wrath of the Lich King, but there's a lot of snaring he could have done to at least help his teammates have a better odds of survival here. It seems like he just went, see ya, with no effort in trying to save them. Because of this, he was nicknamed Roach for his awful performance, which isn't an uncommon name
Damn.
for this practice in the first place. So while obviously harassment is taking it too far, you can definitely argue that when you stream a game like this, you kind of have to know that you can get some nicknames coming your way if you act like this in this game. And at that point, you just kind of have to own it, because what's done is done. But he didn't do that. And on January 15th of this year, he was removed from the guild.
This OnlyFang, okay, Pirate said, this OnlyFang stuff actually sucks. Lots of weird tag posts and people taking it too far, putting everything in one place and washing my hands of it after this. To start, here's a response about the dire mall run. From my perspective, I didn't feel I could save anyone else with the resources I had left, even with mana gem and robe cooldowns. Since the call to run was made, I followed the call and got out as quickly as possible. In every other instance where shit has hit the fan, the shot caller has called specific targets we locked in, and nobody died. If you call run, 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 then everything after that is a shit show. Yamamoto pinned the entire thing on me despite everyone making mistakes, and this rapidly spiraled into attacks both on and offline.
Okay, so I'm not gonna read all that, but he basically gives us like in-depth.
Oh, that is such a long Twitch post. This is supposed to be a content guild, which to me meant we were crafting stories and narratives around our characters and achievements, not content at any cost, which this clearly has become. Did you think it was going to be like a roleplay thing? I don't know. I don't know enough about this. Wait, the idea that you shouldn't fight back or do anything to defend yourself is absurd. Absolutely do something about shit like this. Defend yourself and report that kind of behavior. It doesn't matter what size of creator you are. That doesn't belong on any of these platforms. For those in the guild that reached out to me after all this, thank you. Was fun running together, and maybe we will one day in a different game. You know.
Process, or as he calls strategy, behind why he couldn't save anyone. Which, look, it's a game. There's no reason
How do you tweet that long? You pay what's his face? He's got the blue check mark. You pay money. That's how you tweet that long.
read all that, but
okay, you want me to read all of it? All right. The next few days was just tens of thousands of messages berating me, sending death threats, doxing, all kinds of shit. This happened on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube stream, Reddit, Discord, and over VoIP initiated phone calls. I don't know what that means. All at the same time. Here are a few examples from just inside of WoW to give you some understanding. So what do you do in this situation? You start reporting it and banning people. We took the 10,000 plus attack accounts and reported them up for the organizational hate raid that this is. It disrupted our broadcast on all platforms for the last 3 days and prevented our community from doing anything. That's a hate raid no matter how you slice it, and it needs to be reported. We also set up automation to shut down the first message, last message shit stirring posts, which worked to mostly positive effect. Despite all this, I kept running with the guild and kept doing dungeons with people. Got my UBRS key, had runs that were fun, and had some clutch moments as well. Then during a UBRS run, another creator in the group shit-talked me the entire run and spoke many times about wanting to start a fight with me over voice for content. I was pissed about this.
basically
And said bluntly, sorry, I can't read apparently, to the community that I would be reporting anyone that does things like this, not just anyone covering the situation, anyone specifically targeting me to make content out of it by directly disrupting our broadcast. The idea you should, okay.
Gives this like in-depth thought process, or as he calls strategy, behind why he couldn't save anyone. Which, look,
Voice over IP. I don't know what that is either. I'm gonna be honest.
it's a game. There's no
Voice over internet protocol. I don't know what I'm legitimately lost. I have no idea what that's referencing at all or talking about. Upper Black Rock Spire. Okay, internet phone calls. Like a Discord? Like a Discord call? I don't. Am I just too old? Just pretty much any internet talkie program. He's trying to sound technical. Okay, it's like essentially like a Discord call, but not necessarily through Discord. Okay. I was like, I don't know what we're talking about.
reason to take it this far, but he absolutely could have done way more to help them. And obviously, if you don't play video games, or if you've never played WoW before,
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the fact that it is a permadeath is so much fucking drama. That's drama right there, bud. You know why I play? Okay, so I play like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. I play very specifically, this is important, quick play. Why? Because it does not matter. There's no actual stakes there. It's not gonna hurt me if I fuck up in any way. Like, yeah, sure, my team might get mad at me or whatever, but I don't care. It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's not gonna fuck up anything. Okay? It's not. I'm not ruining someone's fucking career or some shit, okay? I'm playing quick play. It's quick play. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So, like, if I wanted to have to actually fucking try and, like, put in the work and put in the effort and all this other shit, then, yeah, I would maybe play comp or whatever. But, like, I don't want to do that. I'm here for lighthearted entertainment. The fact that he's in a permadeath server or whatever the fuck, yeah, that's gonna be drama. That's gonna be drama, and you're gonna get people that get pissed off when they feel like you're not pulling your weight. Like, that's just 100% what's gonna happen. Like, as someone who only plays quick play, you still get people bitching at you because you're not pocketing them or whatever. So it's definitely gonna be worse. Thank you, Boomer, for the Prime subscription. It's definitely going to be worse if it is a permadeath situation. You are asking for the drama at this point. Like, Jesus. Oh, okay.
probably seems like a massive nothing burger. Which, I mean, it played WoW before. This probably seems like a massive nothing burger. Which, I mean, in all reality, in the grand scheme of things, it kind of is, at least this situation. But you have to put a lot of trust in your teammates in a hardcore server like this to not lose hundreds of hours of your own time. So either way, the memes flew, and you would think, okay, just ignore it, just laugh it off, maybe say, yeah, I messed up, and keep moving forward. But no, Pirate did what Pirate does best. He just denies everything. He did the absolute best thing that he could do. This guy is a gigabrain. He does everything perfectly. This never apologize energy essentially became his entire brand. And I'm gonna be real, if that was the end of it, we wouldn't be here. There's a reason I didn't cover it when it happened, because I just didn't feel like it was really enough to talk about. It was kind of funny, but like it wasn't really a big enough story. But unfortunately, the Pirate saga just kept evolving.
Another thing I'm entirely sidetracked about with his whole thing. One, that is definitely like an office plant. Like, the plant in the background is like one of those plants you see in office buildings. Two, he looks so cozy. Look at him sitting there in his little sweatshirt. He just looks cozy. Sorry, I get sidetracked.
Like a crappy Pokemon. It's kind of like the evolution of like Nosepass. Nobody asked for this evolution, because like once people saw how overly defensive he was, they started digging, and
Sure.
what they find the dude essentially LARPing as a genius. One example being like his old live stream VODs where he Googled the solution of a puzzle and then proceeded to pretend to solve the puzzle. Basically, he was on his phone during the stream and suddenly went, "Oh, I know the answer." And everyone was like, "Well, is that because you Googled it, dude?" So Pirate then responded via stream and said that he did not cheat, and
100%. I have definitely streamed things. Where where I'm playing game with friends and I'm like, I can't figure this I'm gonna Google it. I can't figure this the fuck out. It's pissing me off. I'm gonna Google it again. Whatever. It's but I'm not gonna lie to you about it. I'm not gonna like, oh, I magically figured it out. Like, no, I'm gonna fucking Google this shit because what the fuck?
because you Googled it, dude. So Pirate then responded via stream and said that he did not cheat and seemed pretty taken aback that people even thought that he would ever cheat.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. Alright, bud. It's a wild ass thing to say. What the hell?
Honestly, it seems exhausting to LARP as a genius. There's this saying that's like, you should never be the smartest person in the room. And that saying is quite comfy for me because as long as there's someone else in the room, I'm chilling. They can thankfully carry that burden for me, especially if I'm in the same room as Galaxy Brain Pirate Software here. And speaking of
That's the mood. Oh, someone else can take over. That's great, actually. I can turn off my brain. Love that for me.
burden for me, especially if I'm in the same room as Galaxy Brain Pirate Software here. And speaking of Galaxy Brain takes here, he had a bizarre rant where he trashed the Stop Killing Games movement, a campaign created to preserve digital games before companies shut them down forever. And he misrepresented the whole thing like he hadn't read a single word from the mission statement, with one of his statements describing the campaign as used car salesman garbage, and then told the campaign supporters to eat his entire ass. Gee, maybe they would if you didn't keep running away. On a serious note, sir, you're just yelling at people trying to protect nostalgia all while sounding like a philosophical Reddit mod who steals quotes from stoic Facebook groups.
Okay, here's the thing that is currently happening is like because we don't have digital media, media is disappearing. We stopped doing physical, I'm sorry, because we don't have physical media, media is now disappearing. What does that mean? You cannot go out and buy a physical copy of a game. If they decide that game no longer exists, they delete it from wherever you were downloading it from, and it's gone forever. I still have Emperor's New Groove, the video game, on a disc. I still own that shit. The same thing is happening with like TV shows, movies, etc. Where like, okay, we have all these streaming services, right? They'll release something on streaming service. They won't put it on a physical media. It's just on a streaming service. And when they decide they need to clear out space in their servers or whatever, they can easily just delete whatever it is, that movie or TV show you liked, and it's gone forever. That is a thing. People are very frustrated about it, especially this also happens in digital media where you have to quote unquote buy the digital media. And then it gets cleared out and it's gone from your library even though you purchased it. Like, it is a thing that people keep getting very frustrated about. And I kind of agree. I like having digital media specifically for like, I play a lot of PC games. We know this. That is like the #1 games I play. But if I want a game for my Switch, I want a physical copy of the game. Like, I physically want the cartridge. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because what I was used to, what I kind of grew up, but I don't want to download it. I physically want the copy of it. I can lend it out to people if I want to, or I can like easily switch it out, that kind of stuff. I want the physical thing. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Switch 2 key cartridge thing. That's just me personally. I don't know.
But either way, Pirate made 2 videos on why he didn't support the movement, basically taking the stance that he was standing up for the devs who couldn't stand up for themselves, saying that of course gamers were into this movement, but devs were getting the short end of the stick. And even if some of those points were valid, he was so over the top and harsh about the movement as a whole, he just sounded like a scumbag. And I'm not even coming for this guy personally, it's just he legit just made 2 videos that are extremely hard to watch and have a very I'm better than you attitude during the whole thing.
And it's really easy to say like, oh, that'll get worked out down the line. But we're dealing with government here. If we're going to be putting up these types of ideas, specifically in front of government, we need to be calling out the right issues, especially if you don't have precedent set. Because now you're going to be setting precedent on something that doesn't make any sense with people that may not understand the nuance of our industry, all in the name of saving games. I can't agree with that.
So in short, that's his take. So to give more context here, Stop Killing Games is led by Accursed Farms, or Ross. And Ross partially blames Pirate's influential videos as the reason Stop Killing Games is potentially dissolving right now.
Hello, this is probably the final update to the Stop Killing Games campaign. Though I'm coming at you a little bit like a time traveler would. It'll make sense in a minute. As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers. Okay, I really don't want to do this next part, but it's become a liability for the campaign for me not to. Our biggest critic by far is YouTuber and streamer Pirate Software, who goes by Thor. If your only exposure to Stop Killing Games has been this video, then you've been misinformed.
Also, I just want to say his name is Pirate Software. I'm doing it for the devs. My name is literally Go Pirate Their Shit. Like, okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. I don't know. That's my take on this a little bit. I personally, I just like physical copies of things. That's me. You don't have to agree. You can like digital stuff. I don't care. I just thought about that because like this picture and I'm like, and his name is Pirate Software, but he's saying he's doing everything for like the devs and the creators of these things. But his name is Pirate Software. I mean, you can make the arguments like, oh no, pirate from big corporations, but like anyway.
This video is by someone who does not understand the campaign, has been trying to stop it, and has been making up what it is about. Now you might be thinking, okay, so some YouTuber got something wrong on the internet. So what? See, that was my thinking too. The problem is how incredibly influential this YouTuber has been. Remember that list of coverage on the campaign? Well, best I can tell, Thor's coverage has been bigger than literally anyone else on those lists, except Asmongold. And the only video Asmongold had on this bigger than Thor's was about Thor's video. So for all practical purposes, Thor here has been the #1 voice on the campaign, and he's been lying about what it is.
And here's a compilation that Ross made of Pirate.
Oh, shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is it's not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move.
What am I
I
looking
think
at?
this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat then. I drop the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing.
So this is just another example of Pirate just doubling down over and over again. And honestly, disagreeing and continue to
Guys, I think he wants them to eat his ass. Like he seems to like he really wants that. I don't know, he said it like 5 times.
double down. That's bad, but nothing comes close to this. As someone decided to make a parody version of a bunch of large streamers in a game called Idle Streaming Bonanza. It was clearly bait, but an obvious joke. And of course, there was a little parody about Pirate in this video game.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
So everyone's being
Well.
made fun of. At the end of the day, best thing to do is just take the joke, right? Of course not. It featured an image of a roach. So Pirate completely lost it and allegedly issued a DMCA takedown over a parody that wasn't even in the game yet. Meaning he and his legal team didn't even check before going nuclear. Oh no, someone depicted me as a pixelated roach. Let me get the lawyers involved. Saying that this reaction is pathetic is an understatement. And the whole DMCA ended up being a disaster because the counterclaim stated that the image and voice used wasn't for the Steam version. And with that, the game ended up being reinstated. And this just gave the gaming community way more fuel for their Pirate Software fire.
There was a dude earlier today that went on to Reddit and said that he was using my voice in a video game, showed a bunch of videos of it, and then put that game up on Steam. A lot of people in the thread told him not to do that, that would end up being a legal problem for him. He did it anyway. So I filed a DMCA claim, and he has now filed a counterclaim against me. We're going to take you to court. You're going to lose. You cannot use somebody's likeness or voice in any way inside of your games without
Are you saying you look like a roach? Because they didn't use your likeness, and parody is a thing that you can do legally. You can legally parody. Now, taking rips of your voice, like of you talking, that's a thing. But like if they get someone that has a very similar sounding voice and have them do like voice act those lines, that's legal. Because it's not you. It's not you talking. But also parody's a thing, my guy.
You're going to lose. You cannot use somebody's likeness.
Really feels like he's really a sensitive person. I don't know, man. Was streaming like, was that really what you should have been doing? You seem like a sensitive person. Seem really butthurt about a lot of
Your
things.
claim against me, we're going to take you to court. You're going to lose. You cannot use somebody's likeness or voice in any way inside of your games without their permission. It's a really stupid thing to do. Incredibly so. So I'm going to send this over to Kronos now because he is a lawyer in copyright law. That is his job.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just admit that the roach was his likeness? Apparently
Yes.
his voice was never in the game, but this just keeps happening. Every few weeks, some clip or moment resurfaces where Pirate is once again doing the most and providing very little. The latest wave of criticism, same pattern as previously mentioned, just says something dumb, gets called out, and instead of, leaving it where it is, he just sticks to his like weird little bunker of denial. And it's not even like high stakes stuff. It's just weird that he's dying on these hills. It's not politics. It's not legal drama. It's literally just like video games and online reputation. And that's what makes all of this so fascinating. Like, this is a guy who's blowing up his own career in slow motion because he can't muster up the courage to just apologize or take a step back and reevaluate his own opinions. And I guess right now he's just kind of in this phase where every time people start to forget about him, he does something else that makes everyone go, oh yeah, this guy, I guess he found another hill to die on. So people just clip him, mock him, and even doing dramatic readings of his rants like there's
Okay, however, I mean, he's making money off all this though. Is he destroying his own career if like he's still getting like attention for it? Like if people could go to his page, watch his videos, whatever. There's a thing on YouTube specifically where like it's like revenue sharing. So if it's like I'm reacting to this video and the person that made the video has revenue sharing on, which means I can use their video, but any money I make is shared with the person that made their original video. That is a thing. Like maybe he has that turned on and he's just raking in money from everybody talking about him or using his videos or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't believe, like, is he doing a lot of legal shit or is he just talking a big game? Is he just talking shit, not actually following through? I just gotta wonder. Like, hate watchers are a thing. People that hate your content but watch just so they could, like, shit on you in the comments or whatever, or hate on you or whatever. But they're still watching your content. You're still getting ad revenue from them. Like, that's still a thing. So I wonder if that's what he's banking on. Legitimately, I wonder.
some Shakespearean tragedy. And the worst part, he seems to be thriving off of it. It seems
Yeah.
like the attention, even when it's negative, and I guess is some kind of fuel for him. And it's not really hard to see how
Okay, so for this guy, there is no negative publicity because he's still getting money on the negatives. Like, if you go onto a video that you hate and you flame the video, you post like 5 comments hating on the person on this video, the algorithm of YouTube is going to pay attention to the fact that there are people commenting on it. It's not going to pay attention to if they're positive comments or negatives. It's just the fact that they're commenting on it. And the more people that interact with that video, the more the algorithm is like, this is a popular video. I should suggest this video to more people. So, like, I feel like this is working out in his favor.
got here, like he may feel like the victim of some harassment, which, yeah, some of the hate over time has definitely been that. So he sticks around and doesn't back down to anyone. If only he just had that attitude when it came to his teammates in World of Warcraft. And now, honestly, if he even wanted to change, he's stuck in this like performance of like resisting the masses, because backing down would feel like defeat, not just the mob, but also to himself, I guess. Because let's be real, I wouldn't be here making this video if he didn't find a new hill to die on every week or so. It's just kind of like watching this like weird ego implosion play out in real time. And my biggest takeaway from all this is just why? Why tank your entire reputation over some Reddit posts, a few clips, a parody in an indie game that only got attention because you tried to take it down? Because I mean, at this point, Pirate Software is really just a victim of himself, because I don't even see the upside of becoming just a massive whiner. But hey, if you want to check out Stop Killing Games, I'll link it in the description down below, because I actually agree that if you buy a game, you should be able to play it, no matter if it's now or 5 years from now. And apparently, according to a certain person we talked about in this video, that's a hot take. But at the very least, the game should be available offline. And if the devs need to disconnect servers because I guess the game isn't profitable anymore, at least they should allow the community members to spin up community servers. But hey, what do I know? Let me know what you think, because I won't DMCA your opinion.
Oh, shit. A cockroach! We got a cockroach!
Isn't that what happened with Left 4 Dead? Isn't it like community servers now? That's still such a good game. I love that good game.